What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. On today's video we are back with another Hot Toys unboxing and review. Today we are going to do another figure from Marvel. We are doing Doctor Strange from the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. I do want to make sure I point that out directly. This is the figure from Spider-Man No Way Home, not from the Multiverse of Madness. That figure will be arriving soon to me in the next upcoming days. But today we're going to do the one from Spider-Man No Way Home. I do understand that this figure is a little late for me. Obviously, this figure was released about 10 months ago to almost a year. But I'm at the time, whenever it was released, I still hadn't had that thought of becoming a collector. Right now that I am, for those of you guys who have watched my videos before, I've always said that I wanted to collect every single figure from the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. Obviously, Doctor Strange is part of that movie, so I feel like I needed to grab this guy. And to me, honestly, it is the perfect time to grab him. Right now, all of the other figures from the movie are being released along with the Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange, so I cannot wait to make comparisons between the both Strange figures. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and do the unboxing for the figure from No Way Home. Before again I do start on it, I want to thank you so much guys for the continued support on my videos. For those of you guys who are watching me for the first time, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications bell so that way you guys can stay updated with my upcoming videos. Once again, thank you so much for all of you guys who have been subscribing. We are very close to the 300 subscriber mark, so I really appreciate the support that you guys have been giving me on my channel. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get started with the review. Okay guys, we get to the box. So pretty much the design is going to be the same as the other figures from Spider-Man No Way Home. So obviously we have Strange there on the right side of the cover along with his magic portal behind him. We have a couple of mechanical arms by Doc Ock here at the bottom and top. We have two pumpkin bombs there along with some electro lighting right there at the top and the bottom. We have this red scratchy surface that looks really good along with the name of the figure, the name of the movie, and of course the logo of Hot Toys. We do have some imagery right there at the top, which we will discuss later on in the video. But for now, let's go to the right side of the box. So we have again a part of the magic portal again by Doctor Strange, the mechanical arm by Doc Ock, another pumpkin bomb right here, and then the name of the figure in the middle along with the red scratchy surface. We do have some more lighting by Electro, and then this light blue at the bottom background, which makes it look like a sky. At the back, we pretty much have the instructions and details along with some electro lighting, the name of the figure, and that red scratchy surface again. On the blue background, we have some imagery. We have pretty much Strange pushing Peter in that scene where he takes his I guess spirit from his body and he won't let go of the box with the spell. So I thought that was very cool by Hot Toys of including that imagery on the box. And then on the right side, as you guys can see, we have Strange right there held up along with the spell breaking at this point, and we have the Statue of Liberty. So I am glad that they included that imagery here on the box. Of course, we have Strange in the middle of the box, and then that red scratchy surface once again. So no complaints whatsoever about the box. Again, it is expected as it is a figure from the movie. Again, we right there see at the bottom the title of the movie and then the name of the figure at the very top. So again, no issues with the box whatsoever. Again, it was expected. It's pretty much the same as the other figures. We get to the second part of the box. Again, same thing. Now, obviously, this figure was released before most of Spider-Man No Way Home's figures, so this box design was pretty much new to you guys, for those of you guys who purchased it right away. And we pretty much have that black background along with the purple, with this purple background representing whenever the spell is about to break at the end of the movie. Sadly, once again, we can't see any characters. It's pretty much just lights and the purple color, but no issues whatsoever. And now we get to the plastic cover now, where we can just pretty much have Strange. As you guys can see, there's so many accessories, so many things we have to cover. It is 3 layers of boxes, so I am very excited to go over everything with you guys. It's just so many things. I can't lie to you guys. A part of me does feel a little overwhelmed, but at the same time, I am very excited. I cannot wait to discuss everything with you guys. For now, we're just going to go ahead and get the figure and give our initial thoughts on it. First and foremost, he pretty much, the weight feels the same as any other figure that I've received. But the look on it, honestly, he looks awesome. He looks amazing. He looks phenomenal. The face sculpt is really, really good. His clothing looks great. The color texture on the clothing and his skin is really, really good. We're off to a fantastic start with this figure. Again, this is my first Strange Hot Toys figure, so he looks really, really good and not disappointed at all. So we're definitely off to a great start. Obviously, as you guys know, we're first going to begin with the accessories of the figure. We're first going to go ahead and discuss every little detail about it, and then we'll go ahead and give a detailed review of the figure, just make some comparisons, give some pros and cons. But for now, off to a fantastic start. And now, guys, we get to the accessories. As mentioned before, we have a lot to cover. So many things that this figure comes with. I don't remember seeing a figure with so many accessories. I could probably say Luke Skywalker, the DX25 version from Return of the Empire, but honestly, this figure just has so many things. So we're first gonna go ahead and start with this massive base. Now this thing is just absolutely awesome. As you guys can see, it pretty much represents where Strange does his spells and pretty much all of his magic. It looks very, very detailed and very, very good. Now these fire pieces that are attached to the base, they did come loose. The figure does come with some instructions on how to install them, and it is a pretty easy process. Now I hope you guys don't mind, I went ahead and installed it already, so that way I don't have you guys here watching me for 10-15 minutes trying to install these things onto the base itself. But as you guys can see, it pretty much once you guys connect it, it makes an X on both sides. Now the fire pieces are pretty much made out of plastic, so it looks really, really good. Of course, we have this flying pole along with the name of the figure at the bottom of the base with the same font, so those things I guess did not change. The shape of the base itself reminds me kind of like a baseball home plate, or just pretty much a baseball base. Now the fire pieces are made out of plastic, and I don't mind that at all. I do wish that this base did come with batteries so that we can light it up as well, just like with the platform. But other than that, I have no complaints about it. The base looks really, really good. Speaking of the platform, we have this platform here as well that is pretty much part of the base as well. So this is where Strange does his magic spells, and honestly, Hot Toys put a lot of detail onto this platform, guys. It looks really, really good. It looks very legit, and as you guys can see, we have that piece connected at the middle where it represents a spell being made. So honestly, I cannot be more impressed about this. Hot Toys did their homework on this platform, and it looks really, really good. Now this platform does get lighting up via batteries. So as you guys were able to see, whenever I first opened the figure, it did have 3 batteries, and it is for the platform itself. So as you guys can see, pretty much this stick does go installed onto the platform to have it stand up with no issues. We take this part off and we can go ahead and turn it on. The batteries have been installed, so that way you guys can see the difference between being turned on and being turned off. And for me personally, as you guys can see, it looks much better. Again, it just gives the platform much more meaning. It makes it more legit. I'm glad that they did this, and again, it's just a lot of detailing when it comes to the platform. I just wish that they would have done the same with the regular base for the figure. I wish they would have included some batteries and have it light up as well, just to make the figure look even better than it already is. But as far as this platform, no issues whatsoever. It looks exactly as it is in the movie. Again, as mentioned before, the stick right there does come with it, so that way it can pretty much stand up with no issues. I will go ahead and turn it off, so that way we don't waste any of the batteries. Now we get to the smaller pieces. So I didn't want to go ahead and get these things out of the plastic cover, so that way we don't make that much of a mess, and at the same time I'm able to show everything. So as you guys can see, we have a lot of magic pieces for Strange. We have a color kind of like a light green and also a gold. As we take a look at the pieces, honestly, they're just very well made. As you guys can see, they look very legit compared to how they are in the movie. These magic pieces would pretty much go attached to Strange's forearm, and again, as mentioned before, they're just very well made. They're shiny. The coloring looks phenomenal. The way that they're made looks exactly exactly as it is in the movie. We take a look at the green pieces, and I would pretty much say the same thing. Now, me personally, guys, I would prefer the gold pieces just because, again, the original Strange. But at the same time, you cannot go wrong with the green ones. It is a personal choice, depending on what you guys prefer. But as you guys can see, both magic pieces look really, really good. Next, we're gonna go ahead and get with the two pieces that go onto Strange's ring fingers. Pretty much these are the ones that he uses to open up a magic portal. Glad that they included two of them in case we want to go ahead and include both hands for Strange. It does give us more options when it comes to posing the figure itself, so I'm glad that they included that with it. We get to this other piece right here that it's pretty much going to be, I would say, kind of like a drop of magic, if I can call it that way. So it's pretty much whenever Strange is creating the spell that he pretty much drops a little bit of kind of like a liquidly magic type of piece, if I can mention it that way. As you guys can see, it has a little hole in the middle that does make it go attach onto Strange's finger to have him post that way as well. So no issues whatsoever with that. And then we have pretty much 8 different hand pieces. Now let me just say about the hand pieces. So pretty much as you guys can see right there, Strange has him displaying his magic kind of effects. The way that the hands are made is absolutely awesome. So as you guys can see, the texture, the skin texture is really, really well made. We're able to see Strange's scars. Obviously, as for those of you guys who have watched the movie, we all know that Strange is a character that damaged his arms and he had to go through surgery, and well, pretty much the hands did not end up the same. And the fact that Hot Toys included those details onto the hand pieces is absolutely awesome. As you guys can see, we have a lot of different hand poses, again giving us a lot of options to pose the figure. We can either do magic effect poses, or we can have him holding different things. I honestly don't think that you guys can go wrong with any of these hand pieces. You guys can pretty much pick and choose what you want to do, but to me, I just have a lot of positive things to say about these hands and how well made they are. Honestly, no issues whatsoever with the accessories. In this case, we have this other magic effect that, so pretty much this is kind of like a string that you can attach to both of Strange's hands, I believe, so you can have him displayed that way as well. I would say pretty much just stretch his arms as much as you can so that way that piece fits onto him, or pretty much if you guys want to just have him attached to one of them and make it seem like he's trying to grab onto something, that would be an option as well. The material that this piece is made is pretty much the same as the fire effects that go attached to the base. Now we get to the cape. The cape is very, very well made. The color texture is really, really good, and the way it's made is very nice. It does come with magnet pieces attached onto the sides and the middle. As you guys can see, it's going to be pretty much a circular kind of piece that is attached to the cape, and that makes Strange's cape go attached to him. I'm glad they included that. I do believe it gives us a better, I guess, an easier time at attaching the cape onto the figure itself. But as far as the color texture, the way it's made, it looks absolutely awesome. As you guys can see on the left, we pretty much have like a shoulder piece. If you guys just want to have Strange pose with one side on the cape and the other one no. It does also come with some wiring, so we're able to move the cape a little bit better, and it does gives us better options when it comes to posing him. So as far as the cape itself, again, just like the other accessories, no issues whatsoever. Then of course, it does also come included with this amulet, or also known as the Eye of Agamotto. So obviously at this time, Strange no longer has the time stone. It's just the amulet on its own. It looks really, really good, honestly. It looks phenomenal. The amulet looks exactly as it is in the movie. No disrespect to Hot Toys, but I do think this was probably one of the easiest things to do, right, when it comes to the figure, because it's just a smaller piece of material for the figure, but again, it looks really, really good. We have 2 more magic effect pieces, so pretty much these are going to be kind of more like his shield that he uses to cover himself. And as you can see on the back, it has some pieces attached to it, and that's where we're going to go ahead and put the hands of Strange to have him hold this magic piece. We will discuss that a little bit later on in the video, but so far the magic pieces, just like the other ones, look very legit. They look shiny, they look very well made, and again, the color gold looks exactly as it is in the movie, so no issues whatsoever with these magic pieces. They look really, really good. And then two more things. We're gonna have another magic effect. This one's gonna be kind of like a square type of magic effect. Again, as I've said before, pretty much it just gives us options to with the character. It does come with that same piece just like the other one, so that Strange can hold it with his hand without any issues. And as I mentioned before, just the magic effects look really, really good. Everything looks amazing. And then we have the box that pretty much carries the spell. So obviously this box was very important in the movie, so I did feel like they had to include it. Again, just like the other accessories, guys, the box looks really, really well made. It looks very detailed. It looks really, really good. No issues with it whatsoever. Again, as always, I'm glad that they include all these accessories onto the figure itself. So not a problem here with the box in any way. So pretty much, guys, that is going to be it for all of the accessories. Honestly, guys, everything looks so awesome. It looks really, really good. No issues whatsoever. Okay, guys, so now a detailed review of the figure. So starting with the face sculpt. The face sculpt is really, really good, guys. Obviously, we can tell it is Benedict Cumberbatch. Sorry if I mispronounced that, by the way. But there are some things that I don't like. First, the hairpiece. The hairpiece isn't perfect to me. I wish they would have included some pieces of hair down, so that way it would make them look a little bit more legit. And also, I do feel that the way the skin tone is made, it makes him look a little bit older than what he actually is. But maybe it's just me. As far as the clothing, I do believe the clothing is perfect. Now, I'm not used to seeing Strange without the cape, so it's kind of hard for me to see him this way. But at the same time, the clothing is very, very well made. I like how the material on it looks phenomenal. We take a look at his arms. Something that I love about this figure is that the arms are very stretchy. It is very easy to move the arms, so that is something that I really appreciate about the figure. Again, with most figures, obviously the arms can be stretched, but not as easily as this one. They move very, very easily, and obviously it is a need for Strange because he is a character that uses his hands a lot. As far as the feet, to me, they're not that important, but they are also very stretchy and very easy to move. As I mentioned before, the suit or the clothing looks great. The boots look really good and very nicely made. The color texture on it looks amazing. So everything, as of now, I would say looks good with the figure. Again, the face sculpt, pretty good as well. On the back, we do have a magnet piece along with two here on at the right and left, and that's where the cape is going to go installed. So I was wondering how they made it, right? And obviously they went magnet, so that way it looks more natural and it doesn't seem like something is attached to the figure. But speaking of the cape, if you guys want to, we can go ahead and get the cape, so that way we can go ahead and put it on Strange and see how he looks on it. So as mentioned before, again, the magnet piece on the back pretty much attaches itself easily. The issue is with the ones on the right and left. So sometimes if we make a wrong movement with the figure, the cape will deattach itself. But right there, putting him on Strange, even though I did not put it perfectly, as we are able to see, pretty much it just gives the character a lot more meaning. He looks really, really good with the cape on. But again, at the same time, we are used to seeing him this way. But just my personal opinion, he looks so much better with the cape on than without it. Again, we're used to it, right? So it would make sense. So there you guys have it. The cape is pretty much installed. As I mentioned before, with the arms, we do want to be careful the way that we move the arms, because if we move it too much to the right or to the left, the cape could deattach itself, unless you guys want to pose him this way. So as you guys can see, he pretty much just has the cape on one side, and with the other hand he is trying to put it on. So just gonna give you guys a little bit of ideas when it comes to posing the figure. It is, as I always say, up to you guys how you want to pose him. The cape, again, as I mentioned before, looks fantastic, looks really, really good on him, and the detail is really, really good. Right now, guys, if you guys want to, we can go ahead and attach these magic effect pieces onto the figure, so that way you guys can take a look and see how he looks with it. Again, we pretty much want to see the legitness of the customer. We want to kind of see how he looks with the magic pieces. You guys can see he just looks so much better. Again, it looks so natural on him, because of course we used to seeing him this way in the movies. But just kind of wanted to show you guys how those magic pieces get attached to the figure. Now we can go ahead and attach this bigger one as well. This one is not going to go onto to his wrist or forearm because obviously the magic pieces are a little bit too big. But what we can do, guys, if we can go ahead and disinstall this arm, so that way we can go ahead and put the correct one that goes onto the magic effect piece. If you guys bear with me 1 second, I do apologize about that. But I do want to make sure that the arm gets attached without any issues onto the figure. So pretty much, guys, what we're going to do is that we're going to just go ahead and install those fingers onto the magic effect. It's pretty much based on pressure. I wish they would make it kind of magnet, but that's probably just my personal opinion. I do think be a magnet, it would make the figure, it would make it easier to attach the magic effect onto him. But since it's not that way, again, you guys are pretty much just are just going to insert your fingers onto the magic effect, so that way it looks this way. And as you guys can see, it's pretty much attached to him. Again, as said before, it just gives the figure a lot more meaning. Makes him look very legit. Again, just very excited about the figure overall. Again, so many things that it comes with. Again, I would say that it pretty much gives you guys about around 5 to 10 options as far as how to pose them. But other than that, no complaints about the figure. Everything looks really, really good. Again, the face sculpt isn't perfect, but it is not one that I am going to complain about because obviously it does look like Benedict as the actor. Okay, guys, so just a quick side by side. So we're gonna go ahead and compare both figures that are in the movie. So we have, of course, Strange on the left, the integrated suit Spider-Man on the right. As you guys can see, Strange is a little taller, and based on the description by Sideshow, he is 31 centimeters tall. Spider-Man's 28, so it makes sense that Strange would be a taller character. But both figures are really well made. I just love how Strange is so easy to stretch his arms out as well as its legs. I did want to go ahead and make this quick comparison just because both figures are on the movie. But once I get Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange, then we can make much better comparisons. We can compare the face sculpts, the way the clothing is made, etc. We'll definitely be taking a look into that once I get the Multiverse of Madness figure in the next couple of days. But for now, just wanted to do this quick side by side so that way you guys can get an idea of the height of Strange as a figure. Okay, guys, so now we reached the final part of the video, which is going to be the posing for the figure. So as I mentioned before, with this figure, because of so many accessories, it was going to give us a lot of options posing him. So for the first time in my career here on YouTube, even though it's been a very short one, we're actually going to do 4 poses with the figure because honestly, there was just too many that I could not cancel one of them. I wanted to go ahead and try all 4 poses. On this one, as you guys can see, we pretty much have him with his display when he is creating that spell for Peter. Again, the figure just looks very legit. Everything looks really good. So that would be the first posing. Whenever I was talking about, guys, the face sculpt, obviously I said that it wasn't perfect. I think that the reason that I feel that way, and maybe you guys would agree, is that we do have another Strange coming up from the Multiverse of Madness, and obviously that figure looks even better than this one. So that could be that would be my reasoning as to why I am not too satisfied with the face sculpt, because it just makes me think of the one created by as far as the movie of Multiverse of Madness, and obviously it is just much better than this one. But either way, that would probably be the only thing that I could possibly complain about, the face sculpt. And honestly, it's not even a complaint because, again, it looks like the actor really nicely, and I do believe that it stands very well. But obviously, he is not Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange. But either way, we will make comparisons as soon as I get that figure. We are going to go ahead and make comparisons with the figure. I'm sorry, with both figures. Pretty much see similarities, see things that look alike, see things that are better on this one or the other. But we'll definitely be taking a look so that way we can make a comparison with the figure. But other than that, everything just looks really good. The clothing looks great, the cape, the Eye of Agamotto. Basically, Hot Toys included too many details for us to hate this figure. He looks amazing, and everything looks really good. Strange is one of my favorite characters, so I am very happy to have him with me. And the fact that I'm getting another one next week is even more exciting because obviously that means 2 strangers that I would have. Obviously, before I end the video, as always, guys, want to thank you for the continued support. Again, we are very close to reaching to 300 subscribers. So if it is the first time that you are watching me and you haven't subscribed yet, or if you watched me before and you haven't subscribed me yet, if you guys don't mind, feel free to click the subscribe button, and also the notifications bell, so that way you guys can stay updated with any upcoming videos that I will be posting. But for those of you guys who have been subscribing, I want to thank you so much for the continued support. It truly means a lot, the support that I am receiving with this YouTube channel, and I hope that I can return the favor by posting daily content, not just here but also on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, speaking of Instagram and TikTok, I am on there, both websites, if you guys want to add me, so that way you guys can see pictures that I take of the character along with shorter unboxings for each figure. So that is, if you guys don't mind following me on Instagram and TikTok, so that way you guys have access to those pictures as well. But again, want to thank you as always for the continued support. If you guys are asking me where I got this figure, again, I want to confirm I don't work for them, but it's just a suggestion that I give all of my followers, so that way you guys know where to purchase these figures. And it is going to be on Sideshow Collectibles, and of course I will include the link to that on the description of the video, along with the along with the links to Instagram and TikTok on the description of the video. This posing right here, guys, I wanted to get a little bit creative. I wanted to go ahead and recreate that scene where Strange pushes his spirit out of his body, although with no success. I wanted to recreate that scene so that way we can see him with the integrated suit Spider-Man. I do apologize. I feel the posing isn't really good, but I at least, hopefully you guys at least get an idea of what we were trying to do here with this posing. But as I mentioned before, it is 4 poses. The figure itself is amazing, just the face sculpt that it's not perfect. But either way, everything looks just really good. Everything looks amazing. I cannot complain at all about this figure. So very excited to have him with me. And as I mentioned before, I do have other figures coming up the next couple of days. So again, please subscribe and hit the notifications bell, so that way you guys can stay updated with anything that I will be dropping within the next couple of days. But for now, guys, this is going to be the end of the video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.